You know that feeling, the first few months of a new relationship, your phone buzzes, you see their name, and your stomach does a flip. You can't sleep, you can't eat, and honestly, you don't care. You are entirely consumed by this other person. But then a year goes by, 3 years, 10 years. The butterflies settle down. The frantic texts turn into, "Can you pick up milk on the way home?" And suddenly you look at your partner and wonder, where did the spark go? Did we lose it? Or did it just change? Welcome to Hard Truths for a Soft World. I'm your host, Trevor L Taylor. On this show, we dig into how technology, comfort, and modern relationship habits are quietly reshaping our brains, our grit, and our love lives, and exactly what we can do about it. Today, we are tackling episode 8, From First Spark to Deep Bond, How Attraction Evolves Over Time. We are going to look at the hard science of why the honeymoon phase ends, why that is actually a biological necessity, and how the most successful couples transition from that initial physical obsession into a deep emotional, intellectual, and spiritual bond. More importantly, we are going to look at why some couples grow together during this transition, while others grow apart. Let's start with the hard truth right out of the gate. The honeymoon phase is a chemical high, and like all highs, it is biologically impossible to sustain forever. When you first meet someone you are intensely attracted to, your brain is flooded with a cocktail of hormones. Dr. Helen Fisher, a biological anthropologist who has spent decades studying the brain in love, breaks this down into 3 distinct stages: lust, attraction, and attachment. Stage 1 is lust. This is driven purely by evolutionary biology, specifically testosterone and estrogen. The goal here isn't to build a life together. The goal is reproduction. It is raw, physical, and entirely focused on gratification. But if you stick around, you move into stage 2, attraction. This is the honeymoon phase. Your brain is absolutely drenched in dopamine, the reward chemical, and norepinephrine, which gives you that endless energy. Your brain's pleasure center lights up when you see them. You are literally experiencing a reward response, very similar to the brain of someone on a substance high. Interestingly, research shows that serotonin levels actually drop during this phase, which explains the obsessive, intrusive thoughts you have about your new partner. You literally cannot get them out of your head. But here's the catch. That dopamine-soaked attraction phase, it lasts anywhere from 7 months to about 2 years. That is it. Your brain cannot handle that level of chemical intensity indefinitely. If it did, you would never get any work done, you would never sleep, and society would probably collapse. So the brain adapts. It transitions you into stage 3, attachment. This is where the panic usually sets in for modern couples. The dopamine drops, the obsession fades, and people think, oh no, I've fallen out of love. But you haven't. Your brain is just shifting gears. In the attachment phase, the dominant chemicals become oxytocin and vasopressin. These are the bonding hormones. They promote deep connection, trust, and a desire to protect one another. This transition is the crucible of long-term relationships. This is where you find out if you have a foundation or if you just had chemistry. Because when the physical spark settles into a steady burn, you need other forms of attraction to keep the fire going. Let's talk about intellectual attraction. When the physical novelty wears off, you need to be stimulated by your partner's mind. Can you debate with them? Do they challenge your perspective? Do you respect how they solve problems? Intellectual attraction isn't about having the same IQ or agreeing on everything. It is about shared curiosity. It is about looking at your partner and thinking, I love the way your mind works. If you stop being curious about your partner, the intellectual bond dies. Then there is emotional attraction. This is the safety you feel when you are vulnerable. It is the knowledge that when you have a terrible day, your partner is a soft place to land. Emotional attraction deepens when you navigate hardship together and come out the other side intact. And finally, there is spiritual attraction. Now, I don't necessarily mean religion, though it can be. I am talking about what Dr. John Gottman calls shared meaning. It is the highest level of connection a couple can reach. It is the culture you build together, your shared rituals, your roles, your goals, and your legacy. It is the feeling that the two of you are building something larger than yourselves. So why do some couples successfully navigate this evolution while others just drift apart? The couples who grow apart usually make a fatal assumption. They believe that love is a passive state. They think that because they committed to each other, the relationship will just maintain itself. They stop asking questions. They stop planning dates. They stop trying to impress each other. They let the logistics of life, the mortgage, the kids, the careers, become the entire relationship. The couples who grow together understand that love is an active verb. They recognize that the person they married at 25 is not the same person at 35 or 45. They actively update their love maps, as Gottman calls them. They stay curious. But here is the most fascinating part of the research. For a long time, psychologists believed that passionate love inevitably died, replaced entirely by companionate love, which is basically just being really good roommates. But a groundbreaking fMRI study out of Stony Brook University proved that wrong. Researchers scanned the brains of couples who had been married an average of 21 years, but who claimed they were still intensely, passionately in love. When these long-term couples looked at photos of their spouses, their brains lit up in the exact same dopamine-rich reward centers as couples who had just fallen in love. The passion was still there. The spark was still alive. How? Because these couples didn't just rely on the initial chemical high. They actively maintained the novelty. They continued to pursue each other. They maintained their own independence, which allowed them to keep a sense of mystery. And they expressed their love and appreciation daily. So, what is the hard truth for today? The hard truth is that the fading of the honeymoon phase is not the end of your love story. It is the beginning of the real work. If you want to maintain attraction over a lifetime, you have to take responsibility for the evolution of your bond. You have to cultivate your mind so you remain intellectually attractive. You have to do the internal work so you remain emotionally safe. And you have to build a shared vision for your life so you remain spiritually connected. The spark doesn't die. It just requires different fuel. I'm Trevor L Taylor, and this has been Hard Truths for a Soft World. Keep doing the hard work. Keep building the deep bonds, and I will see you next time.